God speak to me, but I'm so distracted that I don't think I'm going to be able to hear you right now.
What's up, Faithful? Coach Alex VanHouten here. I'm super excited to be doing another episode of Faithful Fitness with my lovely wife. She didn't run screaming. Yay! It was like a month ago, right?
I think, no, more, maybe.
More than a month ago.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have a lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking about my new book is published.
Yes.
Are you so excited?
Oh, yeah.
You're not as excited as I am, but I'm so excited. She's very excited too. She's just more reserved than I am. But we're going to talk more about that in a bit. We have some stuff to talk about with regard to the shred. So
okay,
you still exist.
I do. I shredded.
You shredded. You shredded. I'm very proud of you. You
Thanks.
Kicked butt and took names. That was good. All right. So I want to talk about your shred, though, because people hear from me a lot about fasting and exercise and nutrition from a man's perspective. But you went through the shred and you've done it before.
Yeah.
And from a lady's perspective, things are a little different. And so I want to talk to you about your experience in the shred, but also what kind of results your body gave you, what was hard about it, what was easy about it. So I'm just going to start with a very simple question. Fasting, what the heck? Like it's not easy. It's not easy. And it's particularly challenging for a female's body. And I know for you, you've seen me fast. I mean,
days.
Well, yeah. And like how long ago, like since we've been married, I've fasted on and off. So you have not always fasted and you've had 2 kids, you've breastfed them, you have worked, you've done all the stuff. Can you talk about your fasting experience and how that culminated in what you were able to do in this shred?
Well, in our lives, fasting became a topic worth conversation. About 4 years ago, to date for you, Bennett was about 3 at that time. Felt like my body had stabilized a little bit, and we started that discipleship group, and we went through Celebration of Discipline.
Yes.
So probably my first swoop of fasting was in Celebration of Discipline. It was an inward spiritual discipline that we're called to do to glorify the Lord. And I would say at that time, I don't think I fully believed I could do it. And so I really didn't try it. I just thought that's not for me. Men can do that. I probably took some scripture out of context to justify that belief I had created for myself. But 2 years ago, when the shred became something, 2 years?
Yeah, it was about 2 years ago that I created the first protocol and ran everybody through it.
Yeah. And so I did the beginner shred and that was 14-hour fast. It's like, I can do 14-hour fast, like just eat at 6 and don't snack after. And then I can break my breakfast at 8. And so I started with 14-hour fasting, and the long fast in there is at 16 or 18.
16.
16 wasn't too bad. And so I feel like I journeyed over a couple years' time where I just kept adding 2 hours each time. And that helped my body learn that I could do it, learn that it would be okay. And it's like exercise, right? I had to flex that muscle within me to prove to myself that I could do it.
Yeah.
And then during this shred, I'd done it before, but I now can go 24 hours without food. And that's just crazy to me to even think that I could do that.
Yeah, well, that's a big deal because they've heard from me before, but I've said it to you as well. A woman of childbearing age. So if you haven't started menopause yet, then you haven't. Someday, and it'll be intense. But if you haven't started menopause yet, then your hormonal system responds to going without food differently based on your cycle, but also based on your stress level and whatnot. And I've always said to women of childbearing age, hey, be cautious about fasting. Not that it's bad for you, but it's going to be harder for you to create a discipline of fasting than for instance, myself. My hormonal system is going to respond to fasting about the same way, no matter what. I don't have a cycle. I don't have these ebbs and flows of my internal system telling my body what to do with my food. And so, like I've always said to you, like, hey, if you're going to fast, listen to your body and don't worry if it doesn't work the same way as mine.
Well, I think I learned that too. Like, your cycle's 4 weeks, and not to go down that rabbit trail, but I know 2 weeks out of the month, I can fast for 24 hours much easier than the other 2 weeks. And on those 2 weeks, I give myself so much grace, and I give myself permission that if I'm not feeling good, like the sake of our household and the peace within it is not worth me checking a box to say I fasted 24 hours this week. But then there are times where I'm just got it in my head. I'm going to do it. I'm determined. And that's where I'll do my bone broth. And that will help me. It's that 20-hour mark that I know I've made the switch, and I know the next 4 are going to be the hardest 4 hours of the 24 hours. But that's where on those times I would prefer to keep going without carbs, and I'll give my body the sodium and the protein it needs to help me make it those last 4.
Yeah. And the shred, we do a lot of physical disciplinary measures to teach our body.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you wanted to learn how to fast because, like you said at the very beginning of the story, it's a spiritual practice. It's something that you can see throughout Scripture. You can see it in response to prayer. You can see it in response to grieving. You can see it in response to seeking the Lord communally for things that well, he calls a fast. Spiritual leaders call a fast. And so the shred, my heart in the shred, one is to help people understand how they can teach their body how to burn fat as a fuel source. That's a health and fitness thing. It's something you can totally do that can create good adaptations for you. But my heart also is our physical body can become an impediment to doing spiritual things. And if it's like, hey, I have something really deep I want to pray about, I should fast. But if I've never cultivated the ability to fast, you're just going to be hungry and have a headache and be lightheaded and exhausted. And like, how deep are your prayers going to be? You're just going to be you're like, I'm fasting. I'm really miserable and I can't remember what I was praying about.
God speak to me, but I'm so distracted that I don't think I'm going to be able to hear you right now.
So for me to you, I'm so proud of you. Like, that makes me really happy that you've been able to cultivate that. And also that, well, I mean, it's taken years. I think you've been very healthy about it.
Yeah. And it's good. And I think it's worth noting that in the shred, you have 3 fasts during your week, 2 short and 1 long. Super manageable depending on if you do the beginner or the veteran. I feel like I've always just camped out as a beginner.
That's okay. You can begin as long as you like.
I'm always beginning. And so within those 3 fasts during the week, I will be very honest and let you know, it's not all spiritual. Like, I'm not setting aside all the time I need to pray during those days. It is a physical discipline that day. On my longer days, I try so hard to look at my week and see that, okay, I can go 24 hours on this day during this week, because the schedules are always different, right? So I decide at the beginning of the week which day will be my long fast, and on that day I'm going to make sure that it is my spiritual discipline that day. But not every fast during a week, especially when you're hitting 3, can be all spiritual. Sometimes it's just disciplining our flesh today.
True story. And in Hebrews, it tells us that discipline is not pleasant while we're doing it, but it will yield the fruits of righteousness to those who have been trained by it. And that's super true. Sometimes, and I mean, you could relate this to working out, but fasting's another discipline on that front. Sometimes you fast and it's an amazing experience. You're like, I'm so close to God right now. My prayers are clear. I can see his fruit and even his kingdom all around me. And I don't know if you notice this, when I'm 2 or 3 days fasted, I'm always right on the edge of happy tears, you know, like some things just really hit me in a positive way. And I can see God's goodness, and I'm even tearing up just talking about it. But sometimes when I fast or when I exercise, I'm doing this because I said I was going to do it. And it's not particularly enjoyable. I wouldn't tell you that I felt necessarily any closer to God at the time. And again, some workouts I really enjoy and I have great experiences, and they're deep prayerful things. I'm like, great. And some of them it's like, this is awful, but I'm doing it. Yes. I'm doing it. Like, and that's the win. Like, check. And sometimes the check is a very redeeming thing. I did what I said I was going to do today. Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you for doing what you said you were going to do.
Thanks. I also feel like I worked so hard to get here that like, just because we're not shredding, I can't stop doing it because, oh my goodness, like I'm sure you could lose some of the ability if you just stopped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, like the spirit of the shred isn't that you live shredded all the time, like, fast 3 days a week and eat only nutrient dense foods and like hit 90 minutes of cardio. I think that was for the beginner ladies protocol.
90 minutes.
Like it's not that you do that every week. It's that you take the adaptations from the shred, and that those are things that you can appreciate going forward. Like as an example, if my body gets better at burning fat as a fuel source, and I can transition from burning a mixture of carbohydrates and fats to burning just fats, and my body learns how to do that seamlessly, I can do that all year at any point that I want. Anything that I want to pray about and fast about, I can do that. Or let's say I just missed breakfast today because it was a crazy day. Then by 3 p.m., I'm not starving and my head's not hurting and exhausted. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to have a great dinner and it won't be a problem.
Just like me yesterday. What time was it? 1 o'clock. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I ate today.
I forgot to eat. and that happens. And if you're forgetting to eat all the time, you should make sure you get enough nutrients. But it's not an impediment to your body. Right. You build some grit with that. Yeah. But you can take practices from the shred and go, this was really good for me.
I'm going to keep going.
I'm going to keep doing this thing. Yeah. And for some people, it's that 90 minutes of cardio, for instance. Like, hey, it's not that hard to get 30 minutes 3 times a week. I will make space to get that each week because that's a good thing to do. Yeah. Like even the American Heart Association would tell you 90 minutes of cardio 3 days a week. If you want to be healthy, do that.
Just do that.
Do that. They don't teach weight training. Yeah.
As long as it's nice outside, it's very simple.
Right. Yeah. When it's snowy and icy, that's a little bit different. Right. Yeah. But anyway, so you can take those things. So the spirit of the shred, you can do both of those things. You can carry those adaptations, but you can also take those behaviors that were useful to you. And now that you've experienced it, you're like, I know what that feels like. I know how to do it, and I can do it as long as I want.
Yeah.
Is there anything from the shred that, besides the fasting thing, because we've talked about that a lot, anything from the shred that you're like, it was hard for me to do that every day or every week or whatever, but I've carried that forward?
Well, I would say the 3 days a week of exercise. I don't love exercise. I think I might have said that last time. I don't love it, but I do it because my body has to have it with my back. I mean, if I don't have it, I'm asking you to help me more often than I should. But I have made it a discipline that no matter what, I'm getting my 3 exercises in during a week. And I've done that since the beginning of the year. And I'm proud, I'm thankful, and I don't plan to stop. But in the past, I'd easily be like, I'd look at my week, like I'm looking at next week, and I'm already like, when am I getting my 3 exercises in this week? I'm going to make it happen. But it just takes the mindful awareness that I want to do this. And I know it's good for me.
And I like that that's a checklist item for you. Yeah. Like, hey, this week I'm going to get 3 in, because a lot of people can overcomplicate exercise. I'm not saying there's not science to it and stuff, but sometimes you just need to get your 3 sessions in this week, whether it's cardio or weight training or whatever. But you said something there, and my audience doesn't know this, but Christin has scoliosis. So her spine isn't as straight as it needs to be for her to operate like a normal human with a normal back, right? So, and well, it's a big deal for you, because if you don't take good care of that, it will hurt you. And
way more pain.
Yeah, 100%. And throughout our entire relationship, there have been times where, not that you weren't trying to take care of yourself, but something was askew. Either you had to be on your feet too long, or maybe this was a very busy season, you weren't able to lift weights like you normally do, or maybe you were pushing Bennett in the stroller too often, whatever. Yeah. But that your hips and your shoulder and your neck and your knees or whatever else, because of that curve, they told you, hey, we're not okay. Yeah. And you need to fix something. And so many people wrestle with that, but they don't always know that this relates to, hey, if I were able to get my exercise in, I would see less of these episodes. It's not going to be perfect, but I would see less of this pain in my life.
Oh, 100%.
Would you say that avoiding pain is one of the reasons you're willing to exercise, even though you don't always enjoy it?
It's probably the only reason I do it.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, because if my back's not strong and my core's not as strong as it can be, it'll always be my weakest link. But I'm not going to bend well. I'm not going to squat well.
Right.
I'll do things that will just injure me way faster. But because I have those muscles, which gives me the stability, I know I'm in way less pain than I should be.
Well, and as a husband, I'm really grateful for that, because I don't know how this works, scientifically speaking, but I know that if you're in pain, I would rather me be in pain. Yeah. Like, I'm going to worry about you all day long because you're a part of me, and I would rather deal with my own pain than to see you in pain. And so, like, there's only so much I can do to help, you know. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty good with my hands, and I can massage your neck, and I can stretch you. I can do all kinds of stuff to help ease your pain. Right. But you have to do your part. You can't prevent it. Yeah. Exactly. And so, like, I'm so grateful as a husband that you say, you know, hey, I've got this issue. It's not easy to deal with. Sometimes it would be way more convenient if I didn't have to deal with it, but I'm going to do my part to make the most of this. And that's a blessing to me. I know you're not in here lifting weights thinking like, I'm loving my husband so well right now. She's not. She hasn't thought of that. But unless you do, but that would be nice. But I know that, like, when you're taking good care of yourself that way, it makes me feel loved, that I don't have to worry as much about you. So thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Keep it up.
You keep writing the workouts. I'll keep doing them.
There's so many things I could say. So the shred's done.
Yes.
And during the shred, there were some things that you gave up because they're not nutrient dense, but you like them. And, well, that's important. So can you give us, like, your top 3 things that when the shred was done, you're like, okay, this 100% needs to re-enter my nutrition cycle. I don't have to, like, go overboard, but I missed these things. What are those top 3 things?
Wow, I know them so fast.
I know you do.
Well, the first thing I did was get a cheeseburger and onion rings from Roper's. It was so stinking good. Diet Coke. Love my Diet Coke, but I only have one a week. But on the shred, I got none in a week. And then Reese cups. Those are my top 3.
I could have told you that, but it was better coming from her. So. That's cool. That's cool. It makes me think of Gabriel running into his room the other day when you're like, does anybody have chocolate?
I was fiending for chocolate. And Bennett brought me a Snickers bar, and I was like, okay, that's good. And Gabriel brings me a Snickers. I was like, you win. And he's like,
yeah. Our 10-year-old's having a hard time scoring points with mom right now. So, he's like, I win. It was a big one too. It was a big Reese cup.
It was a normal size Reese cup. But thank you, Jesus. It was just my 1 cup. That's all I needed.
Oh, I thought he brought you 4.
No.
I need to teach that boy. All right.
I was being good.
Oh, you are. I just got to teach him how to score more brownie points with mom. This is,
well, then you should have a stash of Reese cups in your closet.
I can't do it for him. No, this has to be on him. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, so I feel like we've really, really gotten through the shred.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the effect on your body? You fasted, you ate like a boss, you met all your exercise goals.
Like my results?
Yeah. What was the effect on your body? How did it feel? Like, if you saw any changes, what were the changes? Like, what were the effects on your body?
Yeah, I refuse to take the pictures, but it's okay if you do, I don't. But on the scale, let's see, what was it? 9 pounds of fat. 9 pounds of fat lost
in 4 weeks.
I know. That's
and you're like a fit person.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I don't want to get back on the scale.
Post cheeseburger scale weight.
I weiged out after that cheeseburger.
You did. Those 9 pounds of fat included
my cheeseburger and onion rings. I don't think I ate dinner that day, though. Oh, I was so full. And I think physically, week 1's always pretty easy because you're excited. And you're like, I'm going to be so disciplined. Week 2 is hard for me. I don't know why. Week 2 is like, I'm really doing this. Like, should I really? I could back out now. It'd be way easier. So week 2 is hard. But by week 4, I felt so good, very clear-headed, very high energy. And then overall, just feeling accomplished does something for you. To know that I stuck with it 100%. I didn't cheat once, because I've done a shred where I I really shouldn't say I even did the shred.
You kind of did.
I really didn't do well with it.
Kind of did the shred.
Yeah, I kind of shredded. I don't think I even weighed on that one.
No.
So,
no.
But
you were just supporting me.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm shredding.
I'm shredding. I think I quit posting after 2 weeks. No, overall, I love the shred. I will always do it. It's
cool.
So good.
Well, so we're talking about something that happened in the past.
Yeah.
But we do this twice a year. And so our next shred is going to be for the summer. We usually do it in May, and we call it the summer shred.
Why did I think it was just twice a year? We do 3 a year?
No, we do 2 a year.
Oh, we don't do it at the end of the year?
Mm-mm. That's the Grow Challenge. Very different game.
Okay.
Lots of carrot cake and lifting.
Oh. Okay.
But so we do the shred twice a year. And if you aren't on our newsletter already, you can find the subscription in the show notes below. And then when we do the shred, you'll get all the information you need for it. And we'd love for you to join us because I'll be shredding. You'll be shredding.
Oh, yeah. Right before summer. Perfect time. Bathing suit time.
That's right.
One thing you did this time that was so good that I don't think you've done it before, but you got to keep doing it, was you did the prep time. Mm-hmm. How many days of prep?
We did 5. We did
5 days of
prep days.
And that's so important because especially if this is a big change for you, going in on day 1 without any prep is not really setting you up for success. And so just that little bit of buffer to get people's minds wrapped around it, to clean out the fridge or the pantry if you need to do your meal planning and get to the grocery store to make sure day 1, week 1 is going to start off well for you is super important. I think back to when I led people through detox.
Yeah.
It was a 2-week detox. There was a whole week of prep because if you're sugar dependent or caffeine dependent, you will not enjoy those first few days.
No.
So we got to keep that prep time in there.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
And we did we looked through our pantry to find things that, hey, these aren't shred foods.
Nope.
And if there are people,
you got to get them out.
either get them out, or for our kids, we put graham crackers on a certain shelf, and that's the kids' shelf. And we don't have to worry about graham crackers when we're looking in the pantry for different things. And just stuff like that, or planning out the fasts like she was talking about. There was a prep day to answer questions about fasts, and also to look at your calendar and say, hey, what days this week make the most sense to fast?
What's going to work? Yeah.
So it was very good.
The goal's not to feel like crap the whole time.
No.
That's not the goal. But if you don't do any of that prep work, it's probably going to be a lot harder than it could be.
Mm-hmm. Right. And if your body learns to burn fat as a fuel source, it doesn't have to make you feel bad.
No.
Yeah. So anyway, the links in the show notes for being a part of the newsletter. You'll get all the communication when we do our next shred. We'd love for you to join us on that.
If I can do it, you can do it.
I'm so proud of you. You're so cool. You're so cool. All right. So I want to talk about what we just did, because you have taken a new position in our company. I have promoted her, or she promoted herself, I guess, to our shipping manager. You're our resident shipping manager. We just got all of these Faithful Fitness copies in. Yeah. Big boxes of books for all the pre-orders, which thank you if you were a pre-order. That was such a cool experience. But we got all these boxes in, and we wanted to make sure that our pre-orders got the Faithful Fitness Devotional before day 1 of the Faithful 40 Challenge. So we have a new challenge. It goes every March and every October. It's not really new. We've been doing it. It's just new to do it with the actual devotional. Yeah, in our hands. Last time we had to do it on the anyway.
On the internet, it was bad.
It wasn't as cool. No. I don't like to read electronically.
No,
I prefer to feel it and see it. Okay. So anyway, so we got all those out in an afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
And thank goodness she knows what she's doing, because I was over there signing stuff, but she was slapping labels on things and making sure they got out, and none of them have returned to us. And I've gotten quite a few texts and messages that are like, I got my book. Yeah. So there's all kinds of things we can talk about here, but one of the things I wanted to talk about, because this isn't going to be the last time we talk about this book, but I wanted to talk about your experience in me writing this thing, because I'm kind of ADHD, and I mean, I'm not diagnosed, but Ritalin would make me much more focused, and it was hard for me to write this. And I've been talking to you about writing a book. I've started like 7 of them at this point. I've been talking to you about writing a book since, I don't know, how long? When was it?
Our whole life.
Our whole life. Our whole long life. I mean, our whole marriage, right?
Like that's what I mean. Our life.
Yeah. Oh, we're almost 11 years in.
Yeah. But I just remember when we were first together, and you always woke up earlier than me, still do, but I'd wake up often and you were writing, and I'd just come cuddle up beside you and let you finish writing until I was ready to talk. But you've always been a writer. That's just part of who you are. You write all the time. Fun fact, he writes me a letter every year. And so on our anniversary, I get like a 10-page letter recapping the year and any sweet little love notes you want to write me throughout the year. You're a writer, and that's just part of who you are. And it always has been. And so, like you said, right now on your laptop, you probably still have 6 books that have been started. And so I just remember you've always been like, I'm going to write a book. I just don't know which book it'll be, like which one will be the first. And then the Lord just made it so clear to you that this would be your first. And once that revelation came, there was no stopping you.
Yeah. Oh gosh. I was insufferable. Like, it sounds nice, but like,
we've had time to process.
I don't know if you know what it feels like, but all I can explain it is like something bouncing around in your head, stealing your bandwidth. And I get irritable when that's the case. Yeah. And so like,
you're like, I have to go get this out.
I'm being like, I'm being snippy and snooty and annoying and whatever. And she's like, go get it.
Go right.
Go right. Leave us alone. Go right. And I've said this before, but I'm so grateful for you on that front. Cause like, I just needed to go write it down. I needed to go get it out of my heart and my mind. And then in order to do this wasn't like a go write it down once thing. I had to make this a discipline. So I decided prayerfully to set aside Thursdays. I said, Thursdays is my writing day. I'm going to help you get the kids ready for school.
I'm leaving.
And then I'm out. Yeah. And I'm not going to talk to anybody. My phone's going to be on airplane mode, and which is contentious, but like it's going to be on airplane mode, and then I'm going to write, and then I will come home. Like, what was that like for you as a wife? Because you supported me, but also, I mean, sometimes you got to get a hold of your husband, and sometimes it's a book, like write it next week.
Well, no, I think back, and I'm sure I wasn't as gracious as I could have been in the whole process, but I think back to the first day you went to write. We talked so much, and so I'm sure we just came to the conversation that Thursdays are what's going to work best for our house. I'm sure we made that decision together. It's just, I've slept a lot since then. But I remember the first day you came home, and you were just beaming with joy and excitement because you're like, I did it. I mapped out all 40 days. Like, it was like you and the Lord downloaded, and you had all 40 days. You knew the 4 pillars, and you knew your people for the pillars. So like, you didn't write it all out, but you had a pretty solid rough draft outline of what it was going to look like. And as your wife, when your husband is so excited and you can just see the passion in him, like, you're like, I got your back 110%, whatever this needs to look like I'm here for it, whatever cost it's going to be, the sacrifice, like it's just going to be worth it because you were just so excited. I was so excited to support that. I'm sure there was some harder Thursdays in there because fun fact, he does not allow text messages. He decides when he's going to look at his text messages. And this is still him today. Like even yesterday, I texted you a screenshot of something that he needed to address. And I was like, I just texted you. I need you to look at it. Because I know if I didn't do that, it'd be hours before you actually looked at the text message.
True story.
Yeah. So he's never ignoring you. He's likely just not looking at his phone.
I think I need a phone just for her. This is the Christin phone. If that one gets a text, we'll look at that immediately. Sorry, my honeydew list. Okay.
Let's get one of those flip phones. It doesn't have to be a cool phone.
My burner phone, my wife's burner phone.
That's good.
We could have some fun with that. That's great.
But you have to peck it like 3 times.
Oh, jeez. That's okay. Fun. That's funny. I did want to ask you about another aspect of this whole book thing. I'm a new author. I'm unknown, basically. Like, I guess I'm known now. Like, I have a name on the book now, but I didn't have that before. And so this is my first time publishing anything. It's not like a publishing company called me up and was like, hey, we love your work.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to pay you X dollars
had to find them.
to publish this, blah, blah, blah. So I connected with a company that helps me publish a book, like helps me design, prints it, like owns some of the things that as a new author I just had no clue about. And you know, writing's like this much of writing a book.
That was the revelation in all of this.
Right. But we had to spend money on this. Like, this was something that as a household we had to say, hey, this is going to be an investment. It's going to be a while before this investment even realizes. Maybe it never will. And we had to talk about that as a couple and say, this is worth investing in. Can you tell me about what that experience was like as a wife too? Because it's a big project and you're way more stingy with money than I am. Like she will wait a week to buy something because she knows it's going to go 50% off, which is a smart thing to do. But when I need to buy something, I just go buy it. And that's
doesn't even know how much it costs.
Yeah. Well, I need it. So there's that.
Yeah.
But so from husband to wife, like what did that whole process look like for you? Because I saw it and I understood the price tag and I understood what I was investing in, but that's a hard thing to articulate to your wife who's already making sacrifices for you to go actually write the dang thing.
Well, thankfully we've been together long enough that we know how to handle money conversations because I am pretty frugal with spending. I'd prefer it to be in the bank than to invest it. But again, we've just cultivated open and honest conversation with each other so well that even the hard conversation when the price tag was discussed and I had to wrestle with, am I okay with this? Ultimately, I think you helped me understand all the pieces that went into it to give me the peace that my heart and mind needed to commit to it. And so I wouldn't say some switch flipped in me. We just had enough conversation and enough honesty to where I could bring you my concerns. I think also you really respected me in it because you shopped around with several of them, whereas some were more expensive to a point where I wasn't as comfortable. But it's like we met in the middle, which is what we always do. And so through that, you gave me the assurance and peace of it. But I'm so thankful we did it. I have full confidence that this will be a blessing for many and our household.
Yeah. And like, I think that's one of the hardest things about running a business is that as a couple, whether or not you're involved in a decision, all of our business decisions affect you and our kids and our household and whatnot.
Everything.
And you know, she would tell you and I would tell you, even though she's the stingy one about money, that nothing we've done as a household is to make a bunch of money. It's to be a good steward with what God's given us and to use the resources he's brought to us to invest them well, to build good things and also to just not be unwise with them. And so I have a different idea in my mind about how that works. And you have a different idea in your mind about how that works. But marriage is if God's in the middle of it, we take both of our perspectives and we bring them together. And I'm always so grateful that if it feels to me, if I'm honest with you and you're honest with me, especially about your feelings and your thoughts and vice versa, that we come up with a better solution to an issue than we could have by ourselves.
Sure.
So like I wouldn't have, you knowing me, I would not have shopped around. If I didn't have to talk to you about this. Like I would not have shopped around. I've been like, oh, found this good publishing company, 5 stars. Like here's the cost. Great. Let's do it. It's great. And what's funny, I don't know if I told you this or not. The final number that we came to was, it was the middle of the road, but it was actually one of the most expensive packages that because I called them and was on their mailing list, they sent me marketing for 40% off. And it ended up being a middle priced package by the end of it because I didn't move on the top tier thing I was interested in. And so just the wisdom of knowing, hey, my wife's involved in this. I want her opinion. She has a different perspective than I do. It's our household, our money. We're trying to figure out what best to do with it. Just that process alone, even if you didn't have an opinion about which package was best, just that process alone got us, a better deal as a household, which is really cool. And one of the reasons that the book looks so good.
Yeah, it does. It looks great.
Yeah. So I could talk to you for a long time, as you know. We'll probably talk later, but I can see both of our backs are like, hey, it's time to be done sitting on this. So, but I did want to offer you guys something, and thank you for hanging out with us and doing this. So I've been signing these. I've been signing them, and my shipping manager here has been making sure they get to everybody in a timely manner. We're almost competitive with Amazon.
I really think we are. Maybe one day. But yeah. Amazon's so fickle. It could be 5 days.
That's true. They could be like, hey, we're on back order.
We're 3-day shipping.
We're 3-day shipping. Yay, PayPal. So, so I've been signing these as copies to sign and send to individuals who are supporting the book, who are interested in reading it and whatnot. And so I actually want to do a giveaway where we give this book away, a signed copy right here. But it's really special because you guys have just heard a little about what it's been like to be my wife through this process. And so she has agreed to sign this copy as well. And we're going to give that to somebody. She goes, I didn't write it. They're not going to think it's that special. You're very special. Your name deserves to be here just as much as mine does, only it would be confusing because they'd be like, which part of this did Christin write? And
y'all don't want me to write anything.
Your writing style is different, but it's good. It would be cool. Maybe someday. #relationship goals. But anyway, we're going to give this copy away with her signature and my signature in it. And here's what you have to do to do this whole giveaway thing. All the instructions are in the show notes, but basically step 1 is you need to screenshot this. Ready? Big smile right there. Sweet. Okay. Screenshot that. Then what I want you to do is I want you to follow the link below and join the Faithful 40 Challenge. You can join that. There's a link for it. We run it every March and October. And after this video publishes, you'll have an opportunity to join. It's right there. Join the Faithful 40 Challenge. And then step 3 is take that screenshot you just posted and post it to your social media. We've written a caption for you below in the show notes. And if you don't follow the caption, I won't know you posted this, because the caption is how we're going to discover you, contact you, and send you this copy. So I can't wait for you to sign your first copy of Faithful Fitness so we can give it away.
All right, I'll do it.
I'm so excited. Our moms are going to be like, I'm getting that copy. All right, post it, Mom. All right, anyway, so you'll enter the drawing. We'll give it away. And also thank you so much for joining us and for your thoughts and questions and whatnot that led to these podcast conversations. Do you have anything that you'd like to say in closing before we end our official number 2 podcast with the shipping manager and CEO of Faithful Fitness?
Off the top of my head, because we didn't prep this question, I would just give his audience a big thank you. Your support to my husband means the world. Your support to my husband blesses him, the community, our family, and without you guys, he wouldn't be able to passionately pursue what the Lord's laid on his heart to do.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
On that note, she didn't know I was going to share this, but I just before this podcast interview, like an hour ago, I just had the opportunity to speak with about 35 students, middle school up to high school, around the country. Because of my connections in the health and fitness world, I got to speak to them about exercise science. And what's really cool is a lot of those kids, I had some from India, I had some from France, some from Argentina. I have no clue what walk of life they're in, but they researched me and they found all my stuff on YouTube. And during our conversation, there's a big giant cross in the background. And I got to talk to them about how our belief changes the physiology of our body. And they had some amazing questions. And so I want you to know, just as our audience and as supporters of Faithful Fitness and buying this book and being a part of our app and whatnot, you're supporting work that is impacting and influencing a large group of people, whether you see it or not. So thank you for allowing us to plant those seeds. Good call, hon.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This has been Coach Alex VanHouten and my lovely wife, registered dietitian, shipping manager, mother extraordinaire, Christin Van Houten.
All the hats.
All the hats. All the hats you wear. Until next time, train hard, but pray harder.